Hello, 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 everyone. It is I, Jacqueline Job, your empowerment strategist, and I am here today to talk about self sabotage. Now, I just wanted to recap really quickly what we're going to be talking about in the upcoming weeks. We have self sabotage awareness, understanding the causes, positive self talk and affirmation, goal setting and growth mindset, building a supportive environment, and mindfulness and stress management. So, those are the topics that we're going to be talking about in the upcoming weeks. But today, we're talking about what is self sabotage? What is self sabotage? Now, I want you to stop and think about a time when you self sabotage something, or a time when you felt you had a missed opportunity, but then you tried to figure out what happened as to why you missed that opportunity. I want you to think about that. Like, I could have did that. Oh, I should have did that. Like, what happened? Just think about that. Just think about that. Those missed opportunities. Now, I'm going to read off this list. And if any of these words that I say resonate with you, I just want you to keep them in the forefront of your mind as we go forward. Procrastination, perfectionism, negative self talk, fear of failure, fear of success, self doubt, people pleasing, avoidance of responsibility, escapism, overcommitment, lack of goal setting, impulsivity, defensiveness, sabotaging relationships. Now, just raise your hand if any of the words that I said resonated with you. Now, I'm not talking about something or somebody else. I'm talking about you who are looking at this, you who are with me right now. If any of these words resonated with you, just raise your hand up there like me. You were talking about me. Yes, me. Okay. Now, the words that I just read off, these words right here are some characteristics of self sabotage. They're characteristics of self sabotage. Now, sometimes when we self sabotage, we knowingly do it. And then there are other times where we don't realize we're doing it. We just happen to do it. But now the question is, why do we self sabotage? Because I'm speaking for myself as well. I do it. I'm learning not to, and I'm walking in positivity and reassurance and motivation and encouragement about myself to the point that I will not self sabotage from this day forward. But yes, I have done it in the past. Sometimes I did it knowingly, and there were sometimes it happened. Then I was like, what just happened? And then when I go back and retrace my steps, I'm like, oh my goodness, did you really just do that? Like, what were you thinking? So yes, I have done it. So we can admit it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, it's just now that you need to be aware of the fact that you are doing it and it is happening. And then we need to figure out some ways to help you so that you will stop doing it. But now, with self-sabotage, it is a behavior or an action that you do that causes you to miss an opportunity. So you can miss an opportunity, or you're just causing things to be delayed or diverted in another direction. So now let's talk about that a little bit. Delayed or diverted in another direction. Bear with me for 1 second. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so we have procrastination. Now, if you're a procrastinator, this may help you out some. Delaying tasks until the last minute, leading to increased stress and lower quality of work. But now the question is, why are we procrastinating? Sometimes there are some psychological factors that are involved in the choices that we make. And sometimes we're procrastinating because we might have low self-esteem, or we might have that fear of failure, or that fear of success. The fear of failure might be like, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this. Like, for example, if you're procrastinating, I'm going to give an example. Maybe you're supposed to be resigning from a job, but you're procrastinating. Now, you know your time is up at that job. You know that it's time for you to move on, but you're not ready to turn in that letter yet. Why are you stuck, and why are you holding on to that letter and not sending in that letter saying, hey, I'm giving my 2 weeks notice. I'm moving on to bigger and better things? Because there is a psychological factor there. Is it fear of failure? Thinking, if I go out here and do this next grand venture, I might fail? Or is it fear of success? Like, oh, I'm about to go out here and do this thing. Yes, it's about to blow up. I'm excited. And then all of a sudden they go, oh my goodness, it's going to blow up. What am I supposed to do when it blow up? Like, what are my next steps? Like, oh my goodness, then what? It blows up, then what? Am I going to go back to not having anything? Like, oh my goodness. So it can be those psychological factors that are causing you to procrastinate. Same thing, low self-esteem. Psychological factors could be in there as well. You're not worthy of success. You're not worthy of happiness. So you just choose to stay where you are. If this is you, we need to understand that no, we're not doing this because we're worthy of all the love, the happiness that's supposed to come our way. We're worthy of the abundance of wealth, the abundance of health, prosperity that's supposed to come our way. So no, we're not going to sit here and say that we're not worthy of it. So for those who are suffering with low self-esteem, we're going to start speaking positive about ourselves and about our thoughts and our actions, and then about the path that we're about to walk on. Like, I can do this. I will do this. So those are some things. Perfectionism. Why are you striving for perfectionism when no one is perfect? You are setting yourself up to be disappointed. You're setting yourself up to be stressed out. These are self-sabotaging behaviors. Now, yes, you want to be all that you can be, but to try to make it perfect, dot every I, cross every T, no, you need to make it you. Make it you. Are you perfect? No. And nobody's expecting you to be perfect. So stop trying to set this high standard, this high level up here, when that is not what you're going to deliver. You're going to deliver right here. Guess what? That's close to perfect as it's going to get. I didn't say we down here. No, we're not selling ourselves short. That is not what we're going to do. Because we work very hard. We're educated, we're smart, we're talented, we're creative people. So yes, perfectionism is up here. That's at the roof, the ceiling. We're going to do right here. Here is perfectionism. We're going to do right here. We're going to set realistic goals. Like, okay, you want me to give you 100%. How about I give you 97%? Because I know I'm going to fall short in there somewhere. So I need that extra wiggle room so that when I do stumble, I can pick myself back up. So how about I give you that 97%, okay? That's not saying that I'm going to slack off. No, it's just saying that I am human and that I'm not perfect. So I know I'm not going to be able to give you exactly what you want, but I'm going to try my hardest too. But I'm not going to set myself up to the point that I'm going to be upset or frustrated or become depressed because I didn't reach that mark that you wanted me to make. So I'm going to set this goal right here. And I'm going to make this goal. I'm going to hit this goal right here. And then guess what? I'm going to high five myself. You go, girl. You did that thing. Yes, you did. Now, and then if I might just happen to impress myself and be like, oh, you did a little bit more too. That right there is healthy. You're setting realistic goals. So that is what I want us to try to do. Stop self-sabotaging yourself. Stop trying to be somebody that you're not. That is another self-sabotage. Trying to be somebody that you're not. No. That's just like this Instagram, the social media platforms right now. So many people are out here right now and they're comparing themselves to other people that they see. And saying, oh, I want this life. I want to be them. Oh, they look fabulous and fly all the time. Like, oh, look at their ride. Look at the money. Look at the places that they're going. Okay, but their life might not be like that 24/7. You don't know how hard that person had to work to get to that vacation trip of a lifetime. You don't know how hard they had to work to get that ride that they got. And then you don't know in the background, okay, this lady or this man might be looking fly, but what did they have to do to look that fly? They might be in an abusive relationship, but you trying to speak that thing over yourself, saying, I want that because every time you see them, they're looking good. But behind the scenes, behind the closed doors, they might be getting abused daily. And then somebody might be telling them, you better look right when we get on this camera. Is that what you want for yourself? No. So stop trying to compare yourself to other people. Be you. Be you. Once again, you're gifted. You're talented. You're smart. You can do these things as long as you set realistic goals and you strive and you work hard to obtain what it is that you want. So stop self-sabotaging yourself, beating yourself up because you don't live a lifestyle like these people you see on social media. A lot of it's not real. A lot of it is for show. A lot of it is for ratings. But then there are some people on there who are genuinely real. But once again, you don't know their story. It is a story behind everything. And some people's story is not pretty. And then some people's stories are really nice. But guess what? You write your own story. You make it happen for you. So that is what we're going to do. No more self-sabotaging. Then we have those who self-sabotage relationships. Let's get into that. You got a good man, you got a good woman. You got a good one. Good man, good woman. But yet you see this individual and you're like, like what I could do with that, like, yeah, that would look good on my arm. Like, I wonder what they packing. She got a nice rack over there. If I just talk to it, wouldn't be wrong. You already knew it was wrong. That's why you're talking to yourself about it. You knew it was wrong because once again, you got a good man and you got a good woman. But yet you're about to self-sabotage. Why are you self-sabotaging this relationship? What is going on? What is going on with you that you're self-sabotaging this relationship? Are you have a fear of commitment? Like, you know, it's to that point where you really do love this person, but yet you're afraid to be with this person. Just that person. Because you're not sure of what's going to happen next because you have never been solely committed to one person. So some people self-sabotage relationships because they have that fear of commitment. Some people self-sabotage relationships because of past trauma, past hurt that has happened to them. So yes, those people, they have to work hard to build back the trust or whatever was broken, whatever happened, the hurt, the shame, the guilt, whatever it was, the abuse, whatever it was, they have to work hard to retrieve all of those things back and to live a new life and be happy. But once again, in the process, it's still self-sabotage because things are going good, but then all of a sudden you start finding flaws in individuals. You start nitpicking. You start making arguments just to have arguments because it's like you're uncomfortable in your own skin now because you're in new territory. And this can go for people who are not in relationships, but just other things in life. It's new territory now. So now you're uncomfortable. So now you're trying to shrink back and go back to what was comfortable. But where it was comfortable is where you were not supposed to be. So sometimes we got to think about that. Self-sabotage can come in many shapes and forms. It can come in many shapes and forms. But you have to be aware of what is going on. So that way you can pinpoint and go, oh, we're not doing this today. Like, no. No, this is my truth and I'm sticking with it. I'm going to speak positively over myself. I'm going to look this fear in the eye and I'm going to overcome it. I'm not going to shrink back. I'm not going to sell myself short because I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know who my creator created me to be. So self-sabotage is a no-no. We're not going to do it. We're going to try to figure out ways to live our life sabotage-free. So now, last thing I just wanted to say before I end this short talk on self-sabotage, and I hope that you are gaining some insight from it, is that it is important just to realize why we self-sabotage. Try to find out what are those psychological factors that are causing you to self-sabotage. Because once you become self-aware, then you have the time where you can start reconstructing and reconfiguring what is going on. You can start making changes in your behavior that is aiding to that self-sabotage mentality. Your mindset can start to change. So some people, yes, you may have to go and see a therapist. You may have to go and see a counselor. You may have to confide in other people and be like, hey, if you see me do this, stop me. Get some accountability partners, especially if it's something that you do on a regular basis. Be like, if you see me do this, please stop me. And then just tell them why, because this is a behavior that I do not want to do anymore. And so I need y'all to hold me accountable. Even if I don't want to hear it, be like, look, you told us to do this. So look, you're doing it right now. You're doing it. Do you see what you're doing right now? Okay, so what are we going to do? Change your mindset. Change your behavior. Turn it around. So, once again, we were talking about self-sabotage. What is it? And then we identified some different self-sabotaging characteristics or traits. So next week, we're going to talk about self-awareness. Self-awareness. And we're going to talk about the different things that you can do to make you more aware, and different things that you can do to help you to overcome creating self-sabotaging situations. So until next time, let your growth mindset kick in.